What's up, everybody? I am Carpo, or Joshua, if you will. This evening, I would like to cover a subject that I think is important, but it's one that, as soon as a person speaks about it, they become arrogant, and that's the subject of stupidity. And I see people all around me, stupid people all around me, and I try to bite my tongue and just go along my way and do my thing and just let it ride and say, well, people are entitled to know what they want to know, and people are entitled to think what they want to think. And often a conversation about knowledge or awareness tends to lead to the question of, who are you to say that someone should be aware, or that what knowledge is important? And my answer to that question is, it's important, because the decisions that we make as a society are strongly dependent upon how much we know about the subjects at hand. Now, if there were just ignorant masses that had no control whatsoever, and they wanted to know nothing, and they wanted nothing to help them, that would be their choice. But as a society that votes, a society that has communities, a society that makes decisions for the better of all the good of people, then if you're not in possession of the full truth, at least to the best of your ability, then you're making ignorant decisions. A perfect example is elections. People vote for whichever candidate is their party. If you're a Republican, they tend to vote Republican. If they're a Democrat, they vote Democrat. And while Democrats will sit and knock Republicans, saying that Republicans, won't get along with the Democrats, they won't make deals, they're just being straight out assholes, the same can be said about the Democrats, in the sense that a Democrat, how many Democrats will look at the Republican nominee with honest consideration and consider him for the position? And even if they do, how many would actually vote? Now, there are folks that do, but a very small percentage. The reason is because we're voting based on the information that we think we know, and this candidate may not be the right person at all. So in day-to-day life, we make the same decisions. We vote on laws because of what we're told. We vote on laws for cannabis, for example. Marijuana has been illegal since 1937 in this country. Why? Oh, you can ask people a lot of questions. Or people have a lot of answers, rather. You could say that it was due to, what was it? What's his name? Not Ashcroft. Anslinger. Henry Anslinger. He was like the notorious fucking DEA piece of shit. The one that designed this whole war on drugs, before the war on drugs. But he pretty much started this whole thing. And, people will say it was the paper industry that didn't want hemp to be used. People will say it was the drug industry, pharmacy, because cannabis was so useful. The truth is that the reason why it remained illegal for so long was because people were ignorant on the subject. And even up to this day, I'll talk to people who say marijuana causes brain damage. You ask for proof and they say, well, that's just what we've always been told. So, this is why knowledge is important. This is why a person has to have full capacity to know the answers to the things they're doing. If a person does not want to participate in voting or in society in any way, then they have the right to not educate themselves. They have the right to do as they please. But if a person wants to be an involved citizen and vote and make a difference, I believe that it should be a prerequisite to study as much philosophy, history, information about the situation at hand as we can. And history, I'm going to come back to this in part 2, but history is an important thing for us. So I have to cut this into sections because I can only upload so much at a time. YouTube's mad at me. Or it's not YouTube, it's Comcast. Anyway, peace.